storm. We kick this off. Best of 5 for the golden ticket to Hamburg. It is XlorD, the German Meister, versus Dr. Bucky. No more lames, he said. Stay humble, stay calm, and grab the ticket. Orc versus Undead. This is very, very promising. Both players don't like each other too much, but both players are super skilled. And here they are. XlorD for Mouseboards, Starbuck for the Playing Ducks. Basically 50-50 between them. Who brings the better performance onto the maps today?
Yeah, I think this really is going to come down to precisely that. Who has the better play? When they met before, really close encounters. Especially hard for XlorD seemingly to not fall behind and get into a competitive late game. The high-level TC, the highly upgraded Headhunters, they can be a real menace in the late game, whereas Ghouls tend to fall off. This is going to be really exciting. I hope we go all 5 maps. I want to see a full series here.
Oh, please. We kick things off on Autumn Leaves. As I have the wrong animation here. There we go. In the yellow bottom left-hand side, it's Starbuck, of course, going for faster Headhunters. XlorD says, well, Starbuck, not the greatest skill. He only chooses the one OP build that we have in the scene. Doesn't matter if it's Keeper or Crypt Lord or now faster Headhunters. Well, he stays true to the undead. DK Ghouls it is.
Absolutely. There used to be a short while when the DK Ghoul build didn't fully take hold yet, and some units were still experimenting with Tet Fiend build, including Happy. But the DK Ghoul is just, it has so much more potential. Like we saw in the past, the Tet Fiend build can work as well, especially with Dark Ranger second. That was quite popular. Then get Skellies, Creep with the Fiends, and so on. But you can never get the lead in the early game. It's impossible. The best you can hope for is kind of breaking even. But with the Ghouls, it's a different story. You can creep heavily, you can go for surrounds early, you can take the lead if the Orc makes mistakes. And we saw it being the strongest at the beginning on this very map. If you go Green Camp, Natural, Shop, that's a perfect level 3 creep route, which means the Orc has to be aggressive. You can't just let the Undead creep freely.
And that's exactly what Starbuck is doing, trying to disrupt the creep. And for XlorD, it's about not taking too much damage on the DK. The item carry is already gone. Circle it. Mr. Spenst will be happy about that. Pulls one ghoul back, but Starbuck certainly has the potential to kill this one. Lasted not perfectly done here. 2 ghouls hurt. How many kills can Bucky get and how many coils can he force?
Second coil forged out of the DK. He's got 2 more left in the tank. Narrow coming up. Good saves on the ghouls. Perfect last hits. Really solid early game. Flawless so far from XlorD.
I'd agree. Like, not even too many hits on the DK. Maybe wrong priorities by Starbuck trying to go for the ghouls and not reducing the health of the DK. New ghouls coming. That's, of course, strength of the undead here. Can always rotate these units in and out as they are workers and fighters at the same time.
Important last hit here, the level 2. Oh, almost denied, but he gets it. And now things get dangerous for the Headhunters because with the aura, surrounds are very doable. Almost the first big play of the game. If the Farseer gets around, the TP is forced and Starbuck would be in trouble. XlorD not giving up these surrounds yet. His teammate Juan, known for being exceptional at surrounding. XlorD doesn't quite get it yet, but this Headhunter is definitely dead.
Oh, goes for the ghoul to save it. To not go for a 1-for-1 trade, but rather save his own unit, not giving an inch, not giving a single XP point to the Farseer. This is almost as clean as it gets. How long can Starbuck keep up the pressure?
Yeah, Starbuck needs to micro his Headhunters cleanly as well. Doesn't want to lose them too easily, and so far, he hasn't. Thank you, by the way, Muzinho, 2-month 3 sub, Yurko 52, Randy is 34, Clyde Schildpad 20 months, says let's go Starbuck, Bucky Lames. Heron gifting a sub to Johns06 and Fishy with a €5 donation. Says not sure what's more epic, this tournament or Remo's shirt. Love you guys.
Nice to see that support here. Who are you cheering for? For Dr. Bucky? For XlorD? Where are the sympathies of Chad? One Headhunter fell eventually, but there was also for the entire mana pool of Baron Bloodbane. Creeping continues. XlorD with a fast level 3 then, but Starbuck trying to catch up. Goes for the middle. Mana Stone as well.
Yeah, that's It's a big strength of Headhunters. You can creep very, very effectively once you have like 5 of them. Now with even a Berserker, Starbuck can almost creep everything on the whole map. Maybe not the red, but everything else should be doable. He gets level 2 here, but the DK's experience looking really good. Gonna get a new rod, and he is going over to the shop. That will be level 3. He's gonna have a decent amount of mana as well. If the DK gets to level 3 here now, I think he's gonna be in the lead. And before I forget, Fishy, you're in the chat. Are you coming to Raraland? I hope so. Would be a shame to miss you.
As he would say, ja freilich. That translates to yes, of course, in Bavarian or Frankish. I don't know what that's called, but yeah, Fishy is gonna be there. War 3 history will be there.
Nice.
And interesting, Starbuck queued a Shadowhunter for a couple of seconds, then switched to the TC. Is that a little insecurity, a little indecisiveness already?
Yeah, I suppose so. Shadowhunter, the safer play early on tier 2. We've seen it in the hands of Happy look really good. Everyone else who plays Shadowhunter second seems to kind of fail with it most of the time. The TC second still seems to be the preferred choice. It has a huge benefit, which is that you can start creeping him faster. And if the TC ever gets level 5, I would love to know the win rate on that. What's the win rate of a level 5 TC? It must be like 85% or something.
Pretty high, I'm sure about that. XlorD, can you get some vision in here? No, otherwise we could have coiled through the forest, but no skeletons around. Would have been focused right away, probably. Gloves of Haste, not that great. He's going for the tier 3. Oh, okay, the skeletons were busy hunting another Headhunter. Close save with just 19 HP. Raiders coming, more Headhunters, tier 3 unfolding, and for XlorD, it's of course the best unit in the game in statues, as well as his own tier 3.
And this is the big downside of playing TC. You don't have Hex to deal with the pressure. XlorD is not going for the Creepjack. He must have known where the TC was. He had vision just a moment ago, either the green or the consumable camp, but instead XlorD steals the natural away. And basically is trading that for getting at least 3 Headhunter kills. If you find the TC creeping, that should be 3 Headhunter kills minimum.
Could reduce the eventual level of a Shadowhunter later on tier 3. Yeah, maybe that will bite him, or he's just arriving a little late to the party. We have a Scroll of the Beast now. No Dispel, obviously, for XlorD until Destroyers are there. How frosty is the Nova? What are the degrees? Here's the first kill. Oh, maybe XlorD is getting the best of both worlds. Stomp only on the skeletons. Chain Lightning invested to scare XlorD away, but this man ain't scared of nothing.
Lich had one more Nova. There it is. It's going to be a kill connecting. The DK got more mana, and that should be 3 kills then in the end. Skelly's in the back, trying to chase for more. Also 2 Stomps had to be invested. That's another Headhunter going down. It's 3 now. Could be a 4th one. And it shall be. Oh my god, what an early game by XlorD.
Level 2 immediately. One of the best early mid games that you can possibly get prior to tier 3. Bucky trying to go for that first hero now. Raider and Snares on cooldown for quite some time, and the TC can't reach, so the best possible escape for the Lord, only with DK and Lich. So much damage done. No units really in danger because he kept them all alone. No end snares flying on obsidian statues. No ghouls harmed in that. Frenzy is finished. Destroyer upgrade is coming. XlorD looking really good.
Yeah. About as good as you can hope for. Lich back at home, picks up the orb. The Lich is definitely a bit under-leveled, but the Lich is not as level reliant as a TC or a Shadowhunter as a second hero.
Because he's always that good.
He's coming as well. But yeah, Mr. Bucky still missing quite a bit for his 50 supply. Ideally, you want to keep all your Headhunters alive, morph them into Berserkers, and then go for upgrades as well, attack upgrades. But Starbuck can't afford all that.
Not really, no. He skipped all the upgrades for a faster tier 3. Lich level 2 now. Didn't decide to go for the spell yet. Oh, XlorD with the shocky coils. Ooh. Careful, Bucky. But maybe an overcommitment here. Headhunter are Berserkers now. Lich was ensnared for a while. DK is looking good again.
Oh!
Oh, wow!
Nova,
just
right
like
click.
that!
And that's level 4 on the DK. The first hero isn't here. There's only a single hero fighting right now. The TC gets off a wonderful stomp. Scroll of the Beast as well, but that must force some destroyers. XlorD, the ghouls are still wreaking havoc. And good movement on the ghouls, rarely exposing them to a huge stomp. Here comes the next one, but only on the heroes. And the ghouls are split away to hunt down the Headhunters. XlorD doing this really well.
almost perfectly, I'd say. No hero focus potential really with the destroyer up. Can't really go for Hex because they decided to go for a heal wave. No Raider there anymore. So where's the Orc lockdown? It's just not happening, and Bucky losing one unit and one hero after the next.
XlorD now with a huge lead, getting lots of kills and getting center control, which means he's gonna get the item there. Gonna get the glitch closer to level 3. And he must know that his opponent can only be creeping in the bottom right, because the consumable camp on the left was already taken out. Can't go for the red camp on the left side either, so XlorD, by process of elimination, must know where his opponent is next and could go for the next creepjack. Dark Ranger as well, stacked. Level 2 almost, and got +9 agi. Hell yeah, that's what I like to see. And Starbuck is holding on by a thread.
I was about to say, you with your Dark Ranger foot fetish. You must love this. We have a second destroyer up. A little bit of creeping, at least attempted by Starbuck, but... Oh, wow, that stomp. Very premature. And that Kobold is just going to XlorD.
I like what he's doing. I've criticized Happy sometimes before. As amazing as Happy is, I feel like sometimes in this matchup he's too passive, giving the Orc too much time. I think this is exactly what you want to do. Use the Frenzy Ghouls early, get an advantage, possibly even in the early game, like we saw here, and then don't let the Orc breathe. Go for fights early. Don't wait for 70 supply. Don't let him go creeping. Don't go into a creep war, but always keep the pressure on. Because the Orc heroes are very creep reliant. Like I said, this level 1 Shadowhunter is ridiculously weak for this stage of the game.
Yeah, he can also be nuked relatively easy. We have an X Factor that is the Mana Stone. That can be a great help in a fight. But on the other side, lots and lots of mana. Wow, XlorD decides to go for Death Pact early. No level 2 aura. Playing it safe.
It surprises me a lot. It seems overly safe. Because normally the way this works is... Oh, hold that thought! Oh, Coilnova on the Farseer right away. There's a silence. Oh, the Shadowhunter can't use the heal wave at the moment. The TC. Where's he going?
Yeah.
Oh, he's silenced. That's why he's not stomping. There it is, finally, out of Invis.
Wow.
That was a good one. Hit a lot of the ghouls, but the heal scroll coming up right after. And every kill for XlorD. It's, of course, more units for him. Coilnova, that's another one going down. The Dark Ritual kicking in. And map 1's over. GG XlorD. Showing who's the boss.
Seriously, what a performance. That was so clean from front to back. No chance for Starbuck, really, in no moment of that match.
Yeah, I think this is also perhaps the best map for ghouls against Farseer Tighthunters. Autumn Leaves, extremely good, like we saw there at the creep route. If the Undead does it perfectly, it's really hard for the Orc to play up against it. For that reason, I think you should play Blade Master on that map. It's a great Blade Master map. But of course, Starbuck is far from a Blade Master player. He is all about the Farseer Tighthunters. But I think if you want to play the best, you want to play Blade Master there. But for map 2, Last Refuge, it's a very different story.
Yeah, we've seen the Blade Masters from Lin sometimes focus, but you need to be experienced for that. And you don't want to switch up your style entirely for like one map and put so much practice into this one map. Rather give it away, rather give it to XlorD and then strike on different maps. Autumn Leaves was XlorD's first pick and he showed exactly why that is, because he was so strong there. Last Refuge is next, Remo, and I wonder if it's the same there.
It's going to be a Farseer Headhunter for sure. Really good map for Farseer Headhunters. There's tons of creeps, which is always good for the Orc tri-hero. Also, the middle camps, very easy to creep with Headhunters, pulling them out and stuff like that. And most importantly, it's very hard to get level 3 with Google creeping here.
Maybe he can grab 4 Headhunters again. That helps with leveling. XlorD bottom left-hand side, Starbuck upper right-hand side. I see some easy clap comments in chat. Yeah, this is definitely proving ground for Starbuck now. How good is he really?
Good thing for him is, even if he loses, he will still have another chance in the lower bracket. His opponent there would be Neutron.
Exactly. I guess with his Farseer style, playing against Night Elf, not the easiest task. And of course, it's about bragging rights. Like, whoever wins here will have quite a big mouth for the weeks to come.
Would be fun also if both qualify, you know, and they meet again there at the event. And then the one guy is going to be filled with confidence and the other one might be feeling a bit bitter. And it's not that unlikely that Starbuck, if he loses, or XlorD, could make it through the lower bracket. In that case, though, I'm pretty sure he's going to play human, not orc.
Okay. That's, of course, a possibility, right? I kind of forgot about that. It looked really good. That's what he did against Foggy. And, yeah, Starbuck kicked Foggy down to the lower bracket. Cannot forget about that. Ghouls move out. DK is out. Farseer is out. First task for Starbuck is find his opponent and once again disrupt the creeping. And it has to work better than it did before.
Yeah, we'll see the difference here on this map, this camp. The first one, I think, gives a little bit less experience than Autumn Leaves, but importantly, there's no easy second camp for the Undead to get level 2. And level 2 makes a huge difference. Oh, that was close.
But
XlorD gets
no
the experience,
cigar.
though, still. And that was important. And it's the second circlet. This first item circlet is wonderful.
Exactly. He got at least a skeleton, so already a tiny bit better than Autumn Leaves. But yeah, definitely not enough. XlorD moves on. But where is he going? Intercepting Headhunters? Going for the High Priest? Okay, he wants level 2 above all else.
Yeah, and here you can see the difference. It's much harder to get the level up here. Oh, but the Headhunter and Snare is huge. That is not quite level 2, but it's going to get him close to it. So Deny doesn't quite work out. Ghoul should be getting chased down, but losing that first Headhunter hurts.
And the Ghoul was saved as well. So all that Starbuck can get at the moment is skeletons, I guess. He's trying once again. He has to be more careful by running into the creep camp. This time XlorD not willing to commit towards this end snare Headhunter, or he just goes for the hero, for the Farseer, got the surround locked in, trying to fight out. The skeletons are very, very squishy, but that is so much health lost. Hold that thought. It's 2 coils, unwilling to commit them, and a Ghoul falls. Damn, this is an action-packed early.
Yeah, pretty even exchange this time around, but this next Headhunter definitely going to go down as well, if he invests the coil especially, but may not even have to. Farseer has to be really careful now, so low HP as he is. XlorD going to pick up the next kill. Alright, this was pretty painful for Starbuck, losing the 2 Headhunters, but continuing now to creep up to 3 is very hard for XlorD.
He has 2 coils left. Needs 1 swipe. Yeah, now he wants them, right? He wants this Farseer out of his face. And these Headhunters have such a miserable time.
XlorD splitting his army into different groups. 3 of them right there. Starbuck having a tough time with this. Multitasking now and precise micro so important. And this might be 2 more Headhunters going down. The DK chasing for 1 in the north is going to get that one. That totals up to 3 Headhunters lost. And the one in the south might also fall. This is too many losses, quite simply.
I agree. Skeletons, just 1/3 of the ration remaining, but XlorD heads up play. Ghoul is in. 1 more hit. Okay, eventually he's gonna get him. The DK will say hello and Starbuck knows it. So he's trying to deny. Oh, that doesn't even work, does it?
Well,
Not
Farseer
really.
finds replenished. That's the perfect item right now.
Ooh,
Ghouls
okay.
were creeping. Farseer steals the item. DK still has a big experience lead. Uh-oh, who's gonna be winning this one? Replenish used? Cancelled. But at least he's out of coil threshold.
Oh, man. Now, ghouls are on the receiving end, but there was 1 last coil, and with that ghoul is healthy too. Farseer is trying to operate from range, but can't really grab anything. Tier 2 is done, potions available. Starbuck on the other side also done, and it's again the TC. No change in that regard.
Ooh, the Farseer is still very hurt, but he's got 5 Headhunters. If he's left alone, creeping this camp is very easy. So now moving north. I was scouting with a wolf. I think he saw the DK still in the base. That was a nice play. Gonna pick up the item here. 1 of mana stealing. It's pretty good, actually, especially against a harassing DK. It's really good. But the DK, not really feeling like harassing. He's too hurt. So, despite all the Headhunter losses, I would say this early game is still better for Starbuck by a lot.
Okay, we'll see if you're right with that. Thank you, Impy Dude, for the €2 donation. Thank you for some very nice Sunday afternoon entertainment while my fiance is sleeping. You let her sleep while XlorD versus Starbuck is up? You should wake her up. It's a not miss match.
Yeah, this has definitely delivered so far. DK now finally level 3, picked up the second circlet. Really good drop so far for XlorD. I think like almost every item has been really good. TC creeping up more. He needs to level fast. Real fast. Like I said earlier, this is a map with tons of creeps, so a high level TC is almost a guarantee.
Yeah, it's also super easy to creep at most of the spots, especially once the Dark Ranger is out or Destroyer is out. The lab is sometimes a little tricky, but should all be doable here with Farseer Headhunter. Lich is out too. Headhunter's putting in some damage. This time, Starbuck is going for an attack upgrade prior to 3.
Yeah, I would love to see him take this game slow into the late game. Go creeping, don't look for fights, level up and upgrade. High levels and upgrades are the way to victory in the late game. XlorD looking for the creep jack, but he can't find his opponent. Looking for Starbuck, unable to figure it out.
Okay. There's some alternatives here, as the DK is already 3, he's not super dependent, finds his replenishment potion as well, which is also extraordinary in the absence of statues just yet. He probably keeps them in the base again to not be intercepted by Raiders and Headhunters, but okay, Raiders are coming now as the Ensnare update is finished. No level 3. Starbuck needs level 3, but his utility is amazing. Heal Ward, Scroll the Beast, Heal Scroll super early, and the so important invul on the TC.
Yeah, that's a Heal Scroll before 3rd hero, before many of the upgrades. Interesting. XlorD creeping with the heroes. Triple circlet on the ledge, not bad.
XlorD was scouting with the skeleton on the right-hand side. I think he missed Starbuck by half a second. But he must have a good idea.
Oh, the Overlord. Oh, he slips through again. Darn Bloodlust. But I think he's gonna get it finally. Good damage here for Starbuck. Now he's finally got the Ensnare as well. And this could be a game-changing item.
If the Overlord finally dies, takes a little bit more time than Starbuck necessarily wants. Level 3 unlocked. Oh. Item, card gas pipe.
That is exactly one of those amazing drops he was hoping for. Shadowhunter being delayed quite a bit here. Starbuck will need a 3rd hero. He will need healing. Without that, the late game is not playable.
Yeah, Shadowhunter it is. And in the north, there's still the mercenary camp that could be level 2. Apart from that, XlorD stole a lot. He has his own red spot. There's also the null camp. The mirrored camp of what Starbuck is doing at the moment. Who's of course not losing any HP currently, thanks to the beauty of heal wards. Gets a damage boost thanks to Kodos. And the TC and the Farseer are both 3. XlorD, what's his item? A medallion, also not that bad. A little more strength, a little more intelligence, and since this matchup is so much about hero focus, having a little more HP is good.
The nice thing about that is, when the Lich has this much HP, you normally never need an invul. Unless you really mess up, the coil should always be able to save you. So that saves you an item, that saves you a slot. And that Wand of the Wind, that could come in clutch.
Yes.
Starbuck keeps creeping, next aura for him, great find there. He could try to attack the ended base now, he's close to it, but doesn't really want to do it. There's one more camp left, bottom right. But the Shadowhunter being so late is a big problem. Only now can he start creeping. That's only going to be level 2 for him. He's still going to be far away from 3, whereas XlorD has lots of camps still to take up in the north.
Oh, boy, yeah, XlorD is going for the Merc camp. That's the biggest spot. I mean, Starbuck, yeah, he's going to get level 4 for level 2 wolves, which will then be dispelled. A little bit of a creep fiesta. We got Lionhorn. Nice to have that against all that physical damage of orcs as well. And Starbuck with a talisman. Are we ready now?
Actually wants to creep a bit more. He's hitting a dangerous timing. Dark Ranger 3, DK 4, both will be acquired here in a moment. And normally the orc is never supposed to fight into skeletons. But Starbuck may be forced to, if a fight in the main is forced. But that's not the case. Oh, he's TPing home just against skellies. XlorD just sent in a handful of skellies, triggering the TP out of Starbuck.
Okay, he's also in a better position than to go for the shop. He has 700 gold. Maybe spend it there, but XlorD has the perfect knowledge about where his opponent is. Can easily go for the turtles. So experience should be rather similar. Crystal Ball, not what he was hoping for, but yeah, Starbuck, more items. Invis Potion, 2nd heal scroll. Is that liability Shadowhunter an issue, or can he fight despite it?
Yeah, definitely need some items to try to protect the Shadow. Coil Nova, right click, the Shadowhunter dies real fast. Does he have some items? Maybe put a circlet on him. The speed scroll is good. Normally a speed scroll can save you if you use it fast enough against the Nova slow. Oh, some more experience. Oh, that's TC level 4. That's a big one. Invis as well. We saw that before in the TC. If you pay close attention as the undead, you can figure it out, because having or seeing no aura on the orc side is, of course, pretty suspicious.
Exactly, and then you can try to dispel with the destroyer, find him, or go for blind silence. That worked nicely after the TP on map 1. XlorD, I guess, going for some items himself. Yep, heal scroll, invo potion, exactly what you want. And now we're ready. 13-minute mark. 64 supply against 60. Nobody going for an expansion. Starbuck is on 3-1 upgrades.
Yeah, super sick. XlorD only now starting with his upgrades. In the past, we saw him sometimes play some shades. These could also be a big help against the TC here, of course. But we don't have that yet. But XlorD is opening up supply to go up to 80, possibly. Wow. And XlorD is playing a much slower paced game. Of course, this game he didn't have that much of a lead compared to the first. And I think Starbuck can be happy with that. The more Headhunters he gets, the better it is.
Couple of Destroyer morphs. 2 out. Lich again with Frost Armor. This time no Death Pack on XlorD. That means level 2 Aura it is. Whew, there's a storm brewing. Starbuck has no reinforced defenses and XlorD has a very good target. Okay, but they're going for the fight. This is the needle hole. You don't want to fight in TC, Epicenter Storm. But you know exactly what you said. Coil Nova on the Shadowhunter has to go far into the back. DK maybe a bit far forward and a target now.
Cyclone the TC. The second one couldn't quite come through. Does he have another charge? Yes, he does. Scroll of the Beast also used, but that's easy to spell for the Destroyers. Still just 3 Destroyers in the air, and so many Headhunters going down. The Ghouls moving away from the TC like they're supposed to. Shadowhunter in trouble still. Heal wave on cooldown, and he just dies. Too fast. He goes down so quick. Under-leveled. Level 2, not strong enough, but maybe the Headhunters are. We still have a big army left over for Starbuck, but only one strong hero left on the field.
Supply is even. Mana is also an issue. Kodo goes down. Fiend is back. Scroll of the Beast popped by Starbuck. He had all the items in the world, but no mana potion. This Katka's pipe needs to work overtime. We have a Stomp left if he's not silenced. Another Destroyer falling. Okay, that's another double kill. And Starbuck, for the first time in this series, shows how good he really is. Level 5 Farseer and a 10 supply lead.
I think XlorD's got the lead here, though. Honestly, he's got such strong heroes now. He's got endless mana with the Dark Ritual. As long as he has statues, I think he can still keep fighting. Invis Wolf's a bit problematic now, but a Shade will get rid of that as well. Level 4 on the Dark Ranger. And XlorD is online with his heroes. Triple level 4. Throw a statue on top, and Starbuck has to be afraid.
He wanted to save that statue, but the wolves were hunting, so was the Raider. He then morphed it into a Destroyer and lost it to Ensnare and Wolf Focus. Downside, of course, the Shadowhunter never got any big experience, so that's still a nuisance. XlorD taking out the shop, so no possibility for a tiny Great Hall. In with Wolves and no Dispel.
Oh, Lich forced into the Invo Potion now, finally. He's not using enough Dark Ritual. It's the one thing that's missing here. Raider goes down. There's another Skelly used. Or Skelly raise, I should say. Stomp. Focus Fire. The Hex from the Shadowhunter could lead to a hero kill here, maybe. Oh, the play from Starbuck.
Oh,
Lich
so
is going down! Shadowhunter is surrounded, but he's got the Cloak of Shadows to protect himself with. Oh my god, XlorD has to TP out. One more Ghoul almost falls, and Starbuck barely holds.
That's what we expected, boys! Game 1 was not the highest entertainment, but now we're talking. Even supply, high-level heroes. XlorD is missing that important level 5, while we have level 5 Farseer, level 5 TC. That's pretty insane, and that Lich kill, of course, gave a bunch of experience to that Shadowhunter. Picking up the scraps here, trying to reach level 3. That was also a lot of consumables going down for Starbuck. He has nothing left, basically. Same goes for XlorD.
If he had had a bag to throw down the Tiny, that would have been great. But
Yes.
Starbuck was too broke. Couldn't really afford it. Had to go for Clarities and heal cells. You have to do that. You don't know how many resources XlorD has. He might go for a Tavern Res. And then if you're standing there with your pants down and only a Tiny, the game is over. So he has to get back into fighting shape. He managed that. Now Starbuck can perhaps even take the invulns away. And this altar, by the way, is not in a good position. It's too far forward. Oh my god. If this altar gets destroyed, XlorD might lose this game.
He has 40 seconds until the Lich is back. Starbuck, no money for any sappers, but who needs sappers if you have raiders? He would love to have Shockwave now, but okay. Goes for the DK. No TP, nothing. Silence on the TC, can't really break through. Or he could actually, had an Invo Potion, but lets the DK get away. Is that enough time to get the Lich back? Stomp once more, that costs 1 Fiend at least, maybe even 2. Lich, 10 seconds, not enough time, but Fiends are falling like flies.
They don't have a shade. XlorD a little slow with that. The addition of detection. But of Necromancy being bought, Starbuck fighting into the main base. He knows why the Lich is dead. He's got a good shot. But now the Lich returns. And that's a ton of damage coming back into the fight.
Return of the Lich King. That's exactly what we got here. The Orb is online. But what does the Lich do if there's no follow-up? And the DK falls. The lack of Death Pact this time. Maybe going the safe route would have been better, but it's always easy to say. Second, massive hero kill, and that's how you get a Shadowhunter to 3.
A huge lead now for Starbuck. I think he can just force the issue. He's got more healing. Could also fall back. Starbuck now with all the cards in his hands. He could just go for a tiny Great Hall. Big mistake by XlorD. Exposing his hero way too much. That DK didn't need to die. He could have just kept him in the back. Of course, it's hard in the, you know, hectic scenario there to micro it perfectly. But that is where Happy stands apart from the rest. And this is where XlorD is probably going to lose the first map.
Can still devour these wolves for a little bit more mana, but not much longer. Yoinks! One of the Destros out. Another 5 supply down. Massive lead. That DK, 80 seconds on the clock, and Starbuck not overcommitting, just operating from range. Takes out the altar. No chance to save it. And maybe with that, no chance to save the game for the Lord.
Yeah, too many mistakes. The ultra positioning, rarely punished. But this game, it is. If this Ultra had been in the back, it would have been a way different story. Not only would the DK come back, but the Lich would have been safely resurrected, and XlorD wouldn't have been forced to go into a bad position in the first place when the Lich was being revived. And Starbuck now seems to have this game in the palm of his hand. Does he dare to go for a tiny? I sure think so. He's got tons of gold.
Exactly. Thank you, Chilicon Bono, for the 20-month resub. Go sports, go sports. And call me Hardy for the 2-month resub. Remo, I think we got ourselves a series.
Yeah, I think we got ourselves a tied-up series after this one. XlorD would have to come up with a miracle here. He needs to unsummon Ziggurats, buy a mana potion, get the DK from the middle, and then outplay Starbuck super hard.
That sounds like an easy task for me. What's the problem? Well, it's a
might be the TC. You know, earlier when he got level 5, I was like, oh, level 5 TC win rate maybe dropping, but nah, not today.
TC is poking into the undead bases, of course, where XlorD feels home the most throughout his entire career. He has no issues at all with sitting in his base and just relax and try to get the units back. DK is back now from the tavern. Is he forced into a staff? I'm not too sure. That Dark Ranger not looking pretty. Stomp, can't use the potion. Executed. No chance at all. Called for the game. And we do indeed have a 1-1.
Nicely done by Starbuck. He takes his time. He doesn't rush anything. Decent harass early on. Notably, he lost lots of headhunters, but still, he could then creep freely on tier 2, which might be the most important thing. Big map, lots of creeps, last refuge, good for Orc, in my estimation, because of that. And he played it well. I think this is the right way to go about it. For the next one, we're going to have Tighthunters, which I view as very similar, honestly. Pretty big, lots of creeps, lots of creep opportunity.
No rest for the wicked. XlorD says go, Starbuck says ready, and we're kicking this off. Who takes match points? Just 2 maps away, both of them. We're down to a best of 3. Can XlorD reclaim the lead in the series, or is it Bucky with back-to-back wins? It felt like throughout almost the entirety of game 1 that he was missing some sort of confidence. But then there was the first fight at that choke point, and afterwards it felt like a different person playing.
Honestly, he should have lost that game. If XlorD doesn't overextend into the main base, he should win that game. The TC level 5 was a problem, but he can counterplay against that. That fight wasn't won by Starbuck. That game was thrown by XlorD by going too deep, losing the Lich and not respecting enough his opponent. Maybe also the Fiend transition not the best call. Maybe he should have stayed on ghouls, but forcing a fight can also sometimes be harder than one might think. I think props goes out to Starbuck. He knew how to play the map, which was slow, with creeping, rely on the late game. And there, not only the Headhunters, but also the TC shine through.
Yeah, Starbuck staying humble throughout the entire game, and that got him the W. Thank you, Show Me the World, for the 11-month resub. I see a lot of GGs flooding in. Once again, are you on the side of the Lord? Are you cheering for XlorD, or are you with Dr. Bucky? See a lot of Starbuck fans, but it's time to celebrate for you right now, so I can see that. Oh man, Tighthunters, solid Farseer map as well. Relatively easy to creep, good to harass. If XlorD wants to be super cheeky, he can try to go for an expansion, but that would almost be suicide.
Yeah, some people think that the Lich expansion is pretty good on some maps, like this one. I'm not so sure about that. When playing against the top orcs, I feel like it mostly fails. But yeah, it's always a risk, and it doesn't seem like XlorD is the one who wants to take a risk. He rather plays the standard, he trusts in his abilities, and that certainly looked very good on the first map. This map here, a lot better for ghoul creeping, I'd say. It's going to be a lot tougher for the Farseer to limit the level 3 progress.
Yep, that's true. Relatively easy to do, but Starbuck probably knows the creep route inside out and can try to disrupt it. And with a little bit more luck on the last hits, that might be doable to at least delay level 2 a little bit. It's, by the way, so close between the two. 4-3 in matches, 8-8 in maps. I guess 8-9 in favor of Starbuck now. They met each other in one of the open qualifiers already. There it was a clean 2-0 for XlorD. And there we go. Game continues. Today, things are a little different.
In our poll, it's looking not so one-sided. XlorD with more than 90% or around 90% of the votes for map number 3.
But that's a prediction, right? Not the...
Yeah, that's
who the points. Favorite. Yeah, but not sympathy, but who people think wins. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Points are on the line, boys. Thank you. Does Who Be Lion with a first-time sub? Welcome. Show Me the World with the 11 months. And here comes XlorD, creeping the natural right away. Starbuck has to take a bit of a gamble here. Doesn't know where the opponent is going to be creeping, but he's got the right idea. The Wolf checks the other options, and the Farseer comes in for the harass.
No successful last hit thus far, but ghouls are suffering. Interesting that Starbuck is rarely ever going for damage on the DK. I see that against Happy a lot when he plays against orcs, and then his DK is at around 50%, and that makes the late early game a little harder for him. Starbuck, different approach.
Yeah, he was able to at least force 2 coils out of the DK. That is also relevant, but especially the last hit steals haven't quite worked out so far. I'm not sure if it's the fault of Starbuck, because it's really hard to get those last hits if the unit is playing well against it, and XlorD was able to do that so far. Okay, the DK got a bit of experience, got a claws of attack, and XlorD keeps finding amazing items, by the way.
Ooh, having a claw, always helpful. We have the tech. Wolves were working on this Acolyte, but I think the time for harass is over as we have a Narrow Tower. He really wants it, though. That would be an abandoned tech for a while. That would save him like 30 seconds. But I don't think that's enough. Only the Wolves.
Yeah, he's hoping for XlorD to make a mistake. But so far, that mistake is not being made. The DK kept creeping. He got the Wolf XP, and that's level 2. And now things get a lot easier for XlorD. The aura makes everything better. Starbuck this time doesn't get his Headhunters involved at all. He keeps them at home. He's been losing too many of them. And he's banking on a much faster tech this time.
Exactly. He built them a little later and teched faster, and he's like 3/4 of a tech ahead. That's great. And also stealing that Berserker away, plus the item away, is also pretty great.
Might be forced into a TP if the DK finds the Farseer here. That's 2 coils to force the TP, and yeah, there's no stopping it. Perhaps even just 1. Might be worth to let him die, actually. He's level 1.
Yeah, XlorD is greedy. He doesn't want to go for the coil. Oh, pump fake. And he goes for the town portal. Okay, doesn't want to give XlorD the time on the map. Doesn't want to give XlorD the XP that you get for the level 1 hero. Time for the TC. Time. Wait, no tier 3 yet? Probably needs a little more gold.
Creeping up in the middle. More experience for the Farseer. Not quite enough for level 2 though. That's the DK's 2.5. This camp would be level 3 for him, and that's a good timing for the DK. But of course, the Lich is still not out for a long while, so the TC should have some time to himself.
Yep, on the right-hand side, a unique spot going to XlorD is always good, so level 3 coil can be dangerous, but TC levels matter more. End snare again. So, is it time for tier 3 now? Yes, it absolutely is. No switch in strategies. Both sticking to their guns who were successful before. Circle for the TC. Pretty good, but XlorD takes first the merchant, now the marketplace.
Yeah, that's rare to see on this map. Normally, especially the market goes to the org very often, and these consumers are such a big deal. Heal pots, mana pots can turn a fight by themselves. Scroll the Beast, not that good, but will be a bit of a benefit at least.
As there will be no Dispel on the orc side. And there is some high damage units for XlorD. Ghouls with Frenzy, of course. Lich can turn the tides, maybe. Good illusion scouting. Plus creep stealing. And of course, item stealing. But okay. Items are evening out. We'll get a few tanky heroes. Maybe not that bad, as hero kills are key to success for orc.
Yeah, I think XlorD is adjusting to this fast tech pretty well. He knows he can't harass with the DK solo too easily. This Farseer doesn't have a TP, by the way. Doesn't have the cloak, though.
Yeah, but there's also no Lich just yet. So I guess he's safe.
And the TC's creeping here up in the north. Not perfect. He doesn't get an item from the natural. He won't get an item from the marketplace. There's only tomes from the Murlocs. So his inventory is not going to be that impressive.
Also the levels. Only 2.4. Murlocs remaining. 2 Murloc spots at least, but the bigger camps, they went to XlorD. I like the Undead's position once more. He's going for the red spot now. Alright. Skeletons and illusions constantly scouting.
Yeah, the illusions are absolutely amazing for XlorD. He knows he can take this greedy camp now because the Farseer is far away and the TC also must be. Oh, the Marauder. You don't want to miss the experience with the Lich. Oh, he did. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. To be fair, level 4 in the DK is also really good, but so is Lich levels.
Yeah. Undead hero levels rarely ever bad. And Mana Stone also rarely ever bad. But Starbuck willing to brawl with a level 2 stomp now.
Yeah, nice timing. He's gonna get one ghoul. Would love to pick off a second one as well. And snare. Oh, doesn't quite get in range. That coil is not gonna save the ghoul, is it? TP out. Lich in trouble. Where's the stomp? Where's the stomp?
Wasn't on
Stomp
cooldown.
Chain Lightning. I think he would have gotten it. It's not on cooldown. He's full mana.
Yeah. True. Little oversight, maybe. A little too hectic, maybe. Missed opportunity, maybe. But okay, he falls back. Maybe he creeps with Stomp and Chain Lightning. Okay, there's no Chain Lightning anymore.
A player's forces are under attack.
As XlorD is charging up. Frenzy. Destroyers. Lich levels again underwhelming. Ooh, nice creep.
Last hit here. Speed scroll popped very early. I think XlorD can just disengage. Dark Ranger is coming, waiting for the frenzy.
Ooh, goes for the Lich again.
Oh! Stomp.
AoE is good. He takes out a bunch of ghouls with basically no cost. Nova hits the backline. Stomp again. Very few hero focus sequences here in the beginning of the fight. Mostly about heroes. Ghouls can be so dangerous, but he takes them out one after the next. So many skeletons as well. And now the Dark Ranger's here.
Yeah, only now. She wasn't bound at the beginning of the fight. This took way too long for her to join. Would have been way better for XlorD. He didn't realize it. He thought he could take a fight easy with silence, but the Dark Ranger was missing. But he's still getting kills at the tail end. The Mana Stone here making sure that XlorD can hold his ground on the southern side of the map. As we oftentimes like to point out, there's lots of juice here on Tighthunters. Lots of consumables, also a couple of permanent items. But XlorD, yeah. First he got lucky with the Lich surviving, and then the Dark Ranger, a slight mistake, so XlorD not playing utterly perfectly, but still seems to have a bit of a lead here.
Oh, TC might be in trouble here. He has an Invo Potion. Is he forced into it, or at least a heal wave? Nova, not that threatening on level 1, of course, but he gets level 2 now. Speed scroll again into an engagement with that TC. Seems risky. DK not affected by that stomp, can heal the Lich back up to full HP. Kodo is in trouble, and maybe that wasn't the perfect engagement. Not the one he was looking for. Scroll the Beast comes into play.
Starbuck's out of mana. No more Stomp, no more Heal Wave. This is where XlorD should be able to take over, especially if he has statues. Oh, Surround! Out of nowhere against the Shadow, and that guy is squishy. Some ghouls might be falling, but the Shadow Hunter... Don't tell me he gets away. That would have been a little bit weird. No, Shadow goes down. XlorD gets the item as well, and that is a monumental lead for XlorD. He could start an expansion right now if he wants.
Wow, okay, that would be ballsy at 34 supply. Starbuck wants to fight, but he's so hurt. His forces, not the greatest, and his mana levels way, way, way too low. Can the units do it? I doubt it. Big losses, and again, the Shadow Hunter being benched. It's not what you want. First attack upgrade now. Farseer, not level 3 either. This looks like a victory for the German, but he has slipped before. Oh, nice steal. Can't allow another mistake.
Parry up for the TC. He is very tanky. At least in terms of health. Not so much armor. The problem is he doesn't have much healing. Shadowhunter now finally returns, but still, Starbuck is low mana. And the statue in the back is keeping these undead heroes fresh and strong. This is the big undead advantage in the late game. They have stronger heroes because the Farseer turns weak, and they get statue backup.
And a wall of bones in the front makes it hard for Raiders and Headhunters to engage into anything. XlorD transitioning into Fiends for a little bit of damage. Scouting if there's a cheeky expansion on the side. That could have been a way back for Starbuck, but I don't think he can afford it, and a normal expansion takes way too long. Wouldn't mind to see XlorD going for Sacrificial Pit soon, to constantly scout for this with a Shade, also to detect Invis TCs. That seems to be a play that Starbuck loves to be going for. And as I say it, he buys the Invis Potion.
He had a couple of nice stomps to start things off, especially on LR. That stomp was massive. XlorD continuing to creep. He's going to get another big consumable right here. Lich got level 3. Dark Ranger as well, level 3.
Wow.
And a Scroll the Beast. This would be a wonderful time to force a fight.
Level 4.5 on the DK. 3, 3, and 2 on Starbucks. So at least we got Hex. Berserkers coming, more and more of them. Both meet each other on 50 pop, but XlorD has a big bank. Has Invo Potions. Has a TP. Starbuck missing all of that, except the Invo Potion, which he absolutely needs. I like that he gives the belt over to the Shadow Hunter. Little more HP indeed. And he got reinforced defenses this time, so it's not that easy to keep Starbuck's supply blocked and destroy the burrows. But he finds one in production, and that's an easy kill.
That should be a pretty easy defense though for Starbuck. Didn't lose too much just yet. The TC is going to come in. XlorD will have to TP out at some point. Didn't even cost him the teleport scroll. Hex follow-up. Fiend goes down. XlorD probably shouldn't fight here.
Lich,
oh,
Lich. No way, Hex again, Invo Potion. Now the Dark Ranger's on the menu. Gets out of the Hex thanks to Dispel, transfers to Town Portal, and he goes out. Fiends were suffering. Big Axe is getting another kill in. Starbuck holds, and all of a sudden this game seems up for grabs again.
Yeah, this was a failed attack. This was 2 Fiends lost, and the TP, and the Ghoul. XlorD probably should have just stuck around and contest the creeps, especially the red camp in the north is still available. Some marketplace items perhaps as well. I was wondering there, did he go for a tiny? But no, not quite so bold as Starbuck, and not quite so rich either.
Well, the items here, Sobi Mask, lovely. Can Starbuck buy the time for the red spot? Biggest item on the map, lots of experience. And pretty much exactly what he needs now, while he's buying time for the second attack upgrade as well. But XlorD seemed to have a solid idea what's happening, but it's a little weird to engage into this position.
Here he comes. Speed scroll to boost right away. Starbuck is afraid. That speed scroll perhaps a bit wasted. It still took some time for XlorD to arrive with a full army. And those speed scrolls are valuable. That is what saved the Shadowhunter at least for a little while on last Refuge. Now we have none. 0 speed scrolls, 0 healed scrolls, no mana pots either. Only a single limbo potion as far as consumables go here for Starbuck. But he's close to 2 big level ups.
And XlorD was shopping in the meantime. Healed scroll, invo potion, plus the scroll of the beast still available. Whew, they're fighting over this red. This is so important. You don't really want to give this up. A little bit of a mental blow if you know, okay, well, my opponent got the biggest item on the map and probably a level up as well. Not to be underestimated, that Granite Golem.
Problem is also, with the creeping like this, the end snares are on cooldown. Yeah. Without end snares at the start of the fight, this gets a lot more difficult. TC charging forward. Perhaps he should just call Nova this TC if he's so far up front.
He has the mana, he has the regen. A 3rd destroyer. Interesting. Boulder on the lich. Is that the opening that Starbuck wants? Not yet. As if he's listening to you. Impressive. Only level 1 heal wave doesn't do too much. Chain lightning rattling through. Invo potion stomp. That fiend is gone to perform the TC. What's the target now? Another ghoul goes down. Starbuck with a supply lead. Granite Golem. Can XlorD get the last hit? Yes, he does. Item. Helm of Valor. Not that great, but keeps heroes alive.
Nova follow-up. The Shadowhunter is again the problem. Doesn't have much mana, doesn't have level 3. He's got 1 heal wave only. That is not enough to fight against this late-game undead army. Starbuck has to disappear. He has to leave. But I guess he doesn't have a speed scroll anymore. Nova again. TC in trouble. Stomp comes in. Where's the heal wave? Not coming because he's silenced. That's the hero kill and the game. GG.
That seemed a little desperate in the end. XlorD taking map number 3 is now having a 1 map lead and is 1 step away from Hamburg. From Frankfurt to Hamburg, not the longest travel in the world, but from the open qualifier through this gruesome 16-player qualifier, that was a tough road, or still is a tough road. Can the Lord close it out, or is Bucky striking back? Our next map is once again Starbuck's choice, and that is Northern Isles.
XlorD asking for a short break.
Sure thing. We give it to them and we show you guys what to expect at Arcadia. Can we make this a full distance, Mr. Remo Demo? Northern Isles is our playing ground.
I certainly hope so. This series deserves it. This would be a treat for all the viewers out there and for us, not least. Starbuck had a very strong showing there on map 2. It seems like the early game must be halted for XlorD. If he gets off to too good of a start, he just takes charge of the game. A lot of that comes down to the level 3 DK. I think Starbuck has to put a lot more pressure on. And maybe target that DK a little bit, like you were mentioning.
I said something right, guys. Yeah, the early game is certainly the issue. Starbuck is always fighting from behind. Every single game thus far. And that is super duper hard, especially against an XlorD who is usually so rock solid. But also, everybody won their map pick. So they picked it for a reason. They see they have an advantage here, and thus far, they were right with that. If we go according to the pattern, then Starbuck takes his last map pick, and we go on the Decider map Springtime.
I would not be opposed to that. Ghoul build against Farseer Tighthunters once again. Of course, no reason to expect anything else. Blade Master really not part of Starbuck's playbook.
Also,
this map, I think you can harass with Farseer pretty well. The undead, if he wants to get level 2 reliably, has to go for the Tuskar camp first, or take a big gamble at the natural, hoping to not be found. So, that means normally you go to the Tuskar camp at the beginning, because that is pretty reliable. And then the Farseer can put in some good harass, but the altar for XlorD pointing towards the green camp, which means that level 2 might be very hard to reach.
Yeah, I agree. A little scared of that harass, so just playing conservatively. Farseer, of course, no fast tech again. That seemed to be an experiment, which is done now.
Yeah, I think it favors the map. This map, I think, much better for aggression, much better for putting pressure on the undead. Here, I think this makes a lot of sense. And you might be able to get a few ghoul kills this time around. I think this whole time in the early game, not a single ghoul has died, has it?
You might be right. XlorD saved an absurd amount of them. It's not
he's
normal.
Going creeping with the wolves.
What? Who does that?
Oh, that seems like a big mistake to me. The meta is going for the Tuskars nowadays, which is a risk. Very often, you won't be able to finish the whole camp until the Farseer arrives. Very often, the Farseer will steal last hits. Very often, the DK will have no mana after this camp. But Starbuck lets him do it for free.
This is a lack of confidence by Starbuck shining through now.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit of fear that has struck him after these early games, because almost every time he lost a lot of Headhunters when he was trying to be aggressive. But you have also to play to the map. Like, look at that. The DK half HP and 2 ghouls low HP without even the orc showing up. This could have been even more difficult for XlorD, way more. Starbuck's goal here is he wants to get level 2 and then have Chain Lightning kill potential on creeps or ghouls. But I think he gives up way too much for that.
We have rotated a healthy gang of ghouls, but the DK, he's not healthy at all. Is he the target now? No, Starbuck sticks. Oh, he undershoots the Chain Lightning.
Oh!
Almost getting surrounded here. XlorD seems to be in a frenzy. Starbuck making mistakes. That was so expensive.
The Aura is online. The Headhunters now have to be careful. Farseer almost got surrounded already. Headhunters need to be split.
And again, this early game, like, not much has happened, but XlorD has the lead again.
Especially if he gets level 3, which he might. This DK is again going to become very dangerous because he's full mana. The ghouls keep creeping. But so far, all Headhunters are still alive. This might change. But right now, the Sentry is also amazing.
Yeah.
For center vision, absolutely wonderful. And that should allow Starbuck to snipe at least an item.
Whew. Sentry wards for XlorD as well. We love to have some vision. What is... I've been locked out of Battle.net. All right. Thank you, Blizzard. What will he do with his Headhunter numbers now? It's the shop creep. XlorD sharking. Can't get it though. Rune Bracers.
All right, very nice for TC or Shadowhunter potentially. But it also means that XlorD can just not focus the heroes and just go for the Headhunters. Those are also always viable targets.
Sentry ward kicked away. The poison is doing quite some damage to these Headhunters, but Starbuck hanging on to this camp, wants it all. XlorD creeping at the same time, and it's now level 3.
And he is on the hunt.
Dude, that Farseer is so lucky to have the Rune Braces now.
He could still force the TP. 2 coils is still a TP forced. But doesn't want to do it. Okay, good defense here. All Headhunters still alive. That's kind of a miracle. And this time it is the Shadowhunter second. First time Starbuck changes second heroes.
Oh, nice that he puts the herd Headhunters to the side. Gives no angle of attack. No chance for a long-range coil. XlorD pretty conservative this time with the mana. He has 3 coils still in stock.
And this is the best early game for Starbuck by far. He's playing it super duper safe. Shadowhunter and Bestiary. Normally you can skip the Bestiary, go tier 3 faster, especially with the Shadow. But Starbuck has had enough of getting nuked to bits on the Headhunters. So he's going to delay that tier 3 just a bit. But he needs to make sure his third hero will also be able to creep.
Okay, got the level 3. Exactly. Skeleton is scouting. Where are you, my boy? Okay, we were doubting Starbuck if this is all the right approach. And it turns out he had the right idea. He's making good adjustments. Prevents XlorD from doing too much damage. Unfolds his own play. He got the merchant already. Gets the second neutral spot as well.
DK is low HP already, so he can't really commit for right clicks. He has to use long-range artillery coils.
One of the
There we
wind.
go, Starbuck gets the item. One of the wind can always be great.
So is Coil Nova. Hacks to counter this. Crit wolves. And yeah, respect the one of the wind. Oh, these Novas hurt though.
Yeah, that's 3 kills. And that's Starbuck, I think. Overestimating his Shadowhunter, maybe?
There's also quite some... What the hell? This is odd. Damage enough? Not really, right? Another one of the wind. But this is just a TP.
Yeah, that cost him all his mana and 2 more of the winds. And he lost 3 Headhunters.
Yeah.
That was great for XlorD.
Another Headhunter saved to the side. Rest of the camp still up for grabs. No level 2 Shadowhunter. Tier 3 on the way. And more to come. XlorD is done with tier 3 as well. Far away from the tavern. Dark Ranger arrival again. A little late, but he'll get that in no time.
Starbuck gets the Invo Potion. Moving across. Trying to steal the lab away. Okay.
Claws of attack. Something to be
Ooh,
thankful for. Exactly. Ring for the incoming TC.
We know what Adler is going to be saying on Thanksgiving. Thank you, Jesus. Got some great items here, and we're not done yet. There's still lots of drops left on the map, including the red camp items, including the marketplace as well.
True that. I wonder if you can afford some items from the marketplace. I guess not really, not yet. Oh, one of illusion again, excellent. If this is another claw, or even a gloves of haste, the DPS of this lich goes through the roof. Oh boy.
Dude, has he found a single ring so far? I'm not sure. I feel like he didn't. Oh, nice around here in the north. Good creep in. The Nagatorn gets trapped. That's going to be lots of experience here despite a low headhunter count. Only 3 headhunters at the moment. 2 saved into the main. Will be healed up there soon. And yeah, it takes a while to creep this red. But there we go. What's the item? Claws plus 12. Honestly, for Starbuck, that's kind of a bad item. There's so many better ones.
It's never wrong to have more damage on a ranged hero, but they're really not known as damage dealers. Neither the Farseer nor the Shadowhunter.
Yeah, ideally you always want to think about what are you missing, right? And what can you substitute with items.
Yeah.
And the one thing you're not missing with Mass Berserkers is DPS. You want more mana, you want more HP, you want some move speed maybe. But yeah, that DPS is mostly covered.
Dude, that lich is so absurd. Hood of Cunning as well. He's plus 19 without Orb. And he's basically creeping 2 camps at the same time.
Oh, TC not solo creeping. Okay, Farseer wants to get that level 4. That's also understandable. Chain Lightning against the ghouls specifically can be a big help. And we are quickly running out of creeps here.
Replenishment potion on the ground. This TC is so absurd already. 9 armor and the rune bracers. And the support of Heal Wave 2. Just needs to level a little bit. But the question is where?
Yeah, it's got the natural still for level 2. He's got the green cap. And he's got the Tuskar. If he gets all of that, that's level 3. XlorD ideally should try to compete for some of these.
Can someone quickly calculate the EHP of this Tauren Chieftain, especially with the parry up now? Ooh, wait a minute. Temple of the Damned by XlorD. That is rare to see against Orc.
Oh! He's going Necros. He did that sometimes in the past. Not very frequently, but at times for the Unholy Frenzy. I've seen it a few times, but I feel like it's not truly battle tested yet.
I think
it seems like a risk.
I think he did it versus Hank in Meisterschaft, where he was in a little bit of a trolly mood eventually. Dude, this lich with Unholy Frenzy, good night.
Oh yeah. Dark Ranger also, you know, level 2 Black Arrow. Her right click is good. Her attack speed is the problem. Guess what? We got lots of attack speed coming.
And the little downside is you lose a bit of HP, but for that you got statues and the Unholy Aura. This might work, but it takes time. You need the Adept upgrade. Also, I would love to see Cripple against the TC. Because if he's so slow, then how do you even engage?
Yeah, also Raise Dead can be really good. Like if there's 6 to 8 corpses around and you have the numbers and the mana, raise a lot of skellies, and of course this Orc army has no Dispel. So that could be a big problem for him indeed. Strong levels though on Starbuck. If he knew that Headhunters, Necros are coming, he would know that he has a bit of time, so it would be quite bold here to go for a tiny Great Hall, but
He goes
he
second.
doesn't know what we know.
He goes second barracks. This late in the game.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool, actually. If a fight comes and you lose lots of Headhunters, you can reproduce them very fast, and the value on Headhunters is crazy. They're always cheap already, but these are 3-1 upgraded Headhunters.
Yeah. More fiends for XlorD. Breaks upkeep. No master training. I guess that takes too long. Also no skeletal longevity upgrade. But it is Frenzy. It is Raised Dead. That's super cool. There's no other undead doing this in the world. XlorD is the only one.
Yeah, Unholy Frenzy was buffed like 2 years ago, but nobody cared at all. On paper, it can look crazy strong. It's 75% attack speed increase on fiends. It's less on heroes because some weird math gets involved, because heroes already have attack speed increase stuff, you know, and stats, and stuff gets weird. It's about 50% for heroes, maybe 55% attack speed, but for fiends it really is 75%. And if the fight is long, if you can make use of those buffs without losing your units and heroes, it can be tons of DPS.
Look at this demo, man. Dropping the knowledge bombs about how attack speed buffs behave on heroes. Where do you get that? Only here on Back to Warcraft, everybody. Destroyer goes for a little scout. Bucky plays it still very conservative with the second defense upgrade now as well. And shop control.
Alright, it's good to see XlorD, you know, up to his old tricks again. Just
Oh, yeah.
sitting in the base and waiting.
Using Raised Dead to scout, I guess. Starbuck using the wolf,
No.
but I doubt he sees the casters. He doesn't see the temple.
I don't even know how much the Necro spells cost, dude. How much is Raised Dead? Like 50 maybe?
It's not much.
Forces are under attack.
75.
Oh wow, that's more than expected. Wait, crazy. Blizzard, buff please.
Unholy Frenzy is 50 mana, so you can spam that one quite a bit. And Cripple is 125. Cripple could also be crazy good, but of course needs master training.
Yeah, wonder if he has the time for that. Starbuck is not an upkeep. This is some gold that XlorD is constantly losing. But currently it's just 375. It's really not that much.
Has he seen the Necros? No, right? With the
No.
wolf? It's been
Maybe-
nighttime.
Is he diving for it now? I guess he can't. It feels like he knows something is up.
Yeah, what are you hiding? It's also a bit sus that so many skellies are walking out of the base. If he's putting 2 and 2 together, that would be pretty funny. Like,
Wait.
he needs
Wait.
walkers. I think.
Damn. Is it the same skeleton warrior from Raised Dead that you get from Rod?
Yes.
Yeah, right? It's only the Dark Rain that's different.
Yeah. Is it a tiny? Yes, it is a tiny. Oh,
Ooh.
Starbuck. Oh, he's walking into that timing, though. Oh, baby. Is this Kiwikaki playing? Oh, Jesus.
Okay, he sold the claws and got an orb for that. I really like that play. For the additional purge. XlorD with some...
Lots of purges against these skellies, dude.
Yo, we gonna need, yep. 3 heal scrolls on XlorD. The German is about to close this out with a 3 and 1. Frenzy on fiends. Not on the Lich yet. It's just a matter of time. Off we go into the base. There's no reinforced defenses.
Alright, Mr. Bucky, you're gonna have to have one hell of a fight here to win this. First in the Stomp to start things off is glorious! The TC is exposed.
And the damage is so sick. Headhunters are coming in quickly thanks to that. Oh my god, we have Unholy Frenzy and Roar on top?
It didn't quite hit the Fiends, but the Ghouls were still affected, I guess. Oh my god, it's such a chaotic fight. The Destroyer's quickly taken out. Nuke on the Shadowhunter, but he survives. And a lot of Ghouls are going down. But the Raised Dead can now be summoned endlessly.
Oh my, it's a good supply lead for Starbuck. Plus the reinforcements, and that's exactly what the second Rex is for. Shadowhunter can't die, is silenced, can't heal, and the Lich from downtown. Oh boy, that's a huge part of Starbuck's army gone. He's losing more and more supply. The raiders are falling left, right, and center. XlorD, 1 foot in Hamburg, trying to block with the wolf here, but he can't get that Lich. TP out by Starbuck to not lose a second one. Stomp to prevent some more damage, but it is a slaughter. Shop goes down. So many skeletons.
It's just too much. You need Dispel. All the memes aside, you need walkers against this kind of playstyle. The Skaddies may not be upgraded, but it's just simply too many. It's too much stuff.
Exactly, and the statue in the back is doing so much work. TC in trouble. How do you even get out of there? How do you re-engage? That is a feast for this Lich. Still with plus 24 and Nova, and now he can eat all the skeletons if he wants to.
Yeah, endless mana at this point. The DK's level 4 also always a big help for the upgraded Aura. No mining at the Expo, the ghouls made sure of that. And that is the game. We don't quite go for this here. It is the win for XlorD, our first player to qualify.
From the European region, ticket punched. Would be quite something. A German LAN without the German Meister? That ain't happening. 5 times in a row. He went to Sweden, to Stockholm, and now he will go to Hamburg, to Rara Land, and represent Mousesports in their, what's up?
Well, it's time to call XlorD, isn't it?
This, I guess. In their hometown, I want to say.
Let's see what he has to say. We got the Meister himself.
Hello.
There he is! XlorD, congrats! Our first player.
I came so much. Okay, I
What?
didn't interrupt you. I came so much, but yeah.
Because of the Necros, or why? What's going on? How are you feeling?
You know, here and there, a few games I played, and I thought it should be enough, but I was kind of afraid due to the imbalance of orc and headhunters and abusing of some people, you know. But I stay humble. I stay humble, my friend.
Staying humble, no more lames. Very good. Yeah, you had some choice words against Starbuck before. What are your words towards your worthy adversary after this series?
Wait, did I play against this Starbuck guy? I thought it's Razorman because he's saying no more lames, which is Razorman saying. He looks like Razorman. But yeah, I think it was pretty easy to win, honestly. I mean, didn't he say like he wanted to prepare some special tactics? He's playing with some Asian players and so on. And yeah, I asked 120 if he's playing with him. So he denied, so I don't know who's he playing with. So if I see his performance, I would say he was preparing with PCG, I guess. But yeah, next time maybe another one. You know, I stay humble this time. GG's, well played, Starbuck, Dr. Bucky, whatever. Yeah, and I decided in the last game, man, let's fucking go for Necros, man. We never seen Necros anywhere, you know? And I fucking bullied him with him.
Yeah.
No more lanes, no more lanes.
Yeah, quite a few skellies there towards the end. Congrats, XlorD, you make it to Hamburg. Oh, and you're spicing up the sauce even more. Oh boy, oh boy.
I love
Starbuck still has a chance in the lower bracket. Not a bad one against Neutron, I guess.
Yeah.
You might be meeting him in Hamburg if he qualifies there. Would that be something you look forward to?
I don't really care, you know. The times where he won against me was like I was working until fucking evening every day, night shifts, and then he accomplished to win against me, you know. And that's what he's building on. But no more lames, no more lames. All that talk, nothing is behind it, I guess. Great preparation, boy.
Well, all right, fair enough, XlorD. Thank you. I don't know, Neil. What do you want to know?
Yeah, it's of course a very important question here. XlorD, first of all, congratulations from my side as well. Are you more interested in succeeding in the tournament, or is Reeperbahn calling?
The last time I was on the Reeperbahn is quite a bit in the past already, so I wouldn't deny a little walk on the Reeperbahn, I guess. Yeah, but I'm also looking forward for the tournament. I think correct me, but I think it starts the main tournament on Friday. Am I right?
You will be playing on Saturday. On Friday is an open bracket.
Ah, okay. Even better then. Because, yeah, due to work, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I think I'm really looking forward also to meeting the Asian people again. Like Lolite, I think, in.
And Sock, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty nice dudes. When we met them in Sweden in DreamHack, they're quite funny. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And also meeting the Emperor again. You know,
You don't know
Make-
that yet.
Maybe suck up some of his juice, whatever he's drinking. No?
Okay, man. Suck on Happy's juice. That's going to be quite an event. From the Americas region, we either get Hitman or Insub or Pato. I'm looking forward to seeing Hitman again after what happened at Sweden.
What do you mean? What happened?
He kicked you into a lower bracket and then you lost to Chemico and then you were out.
Yeah, but you know, it was the old meta.
Okay.
It was not really fair, even more unfair than nowadays. But yeah, I like Hitman. He's a nice guy offline, to be honest. Had no problems with him. We were talking a little bit, so yeah, nothing. No bad blood between him and me, I guess. But some other no more lames, Razorman-esque type of guys, you know. We will see what we can do offline there.
All right, we'll see about that. Lordy, celebrate a bit. Have a wonderful evening.
No more lames!
XlorD crashed our stream, apparently. Sorry, coming back now. Coming back now. Saved. We're back. Everybody, that was the first out of 4 decisions. Starbuck isn't out yet. XlorD qualified for Hamburg. Next up is Happy versus Hawk. Then we got Neutron versus Starbuck, where he has the second chance. And Foggy versus the loser of Happy and Hawk. We throw you guys into a small little break. Get Happy and Hawk into the lobby. And then start the second best of 5. Are you hyped? I think you should. See you in a bit.